there were reports out there from SI's Chris Mannix that the Phoenix Suns are taking calls on Kevin Durant as the trade deadline approaches. Gerald, you reported some stuff earlier today surrounding where the Phoenix Suns stand with Kevin Durant in the trade market.
Yeah, I reached out to a source yesterday, and they informed me that they still love Devin Booker. They still love Kevin Durant. The plan is to build around those guys. As the Luka Doncic trade showed us over the weekend, things can change very quickly. You never know, but at this point in time, they're not looking to move either one of those guys. The Warriors are interested. The Warriors seem to be interested in every team superstar right now. They're putting in calls to every league in the world, it feels like, just to pair somebody with Steph Curry to say that they did their job and did right by him. And it makes sense why they would go after Kevin Durant, because it's someone that's familiar with playing with Steph, someone that enjoyed his time in the Bay, someone that won championships there. But I'm sorry, I just don't feel like the Suns are going to entertain an offer of Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, and a pair of first-round picks for Kevin freaking Durant, who's been their best player all season. It doesn't make sense to me. It feels like a leverage play that's being leaked out there on Golden State's side to try and sow some disharmony. Yeah, honestly,
I'm very confused with Golden State. They go from we're fine, we don't need to do anything this year, we're okay with where we are, to we're panic calling everybody in the NBA. Like, again, subterfuge season. You got to take everything and try to understand where it's coming from. Yeah, of course you're taking calls. Like I said, if Nico Harrison calls you up and offers you Luka Doncic, yeah, you're listening. That's why you take calls, because somebody may do something stupid and you have to at least consider it, right? I mean, so I don't blame anybody on that. What I'm very confused with, and I know we'll talk about this, over the next handful of days, but if you can't move Bradley Beal and you're not willing to move off of your other two stars, then are we essentially in basketball purgatory?
Yeah.
Are you stuck in this waiting room just hoping for something to change and be better while trying to change peripherals, right, with limited assets?
Potentially, but I need to see what the team looks like after the trade deadline before I can rule on that one way or the other. And I need to see what happens over the summer, because even if you still have those three, you know that we're going to be talking about Bradley Beal trades and where they could possibly send him, where he'll waive his no trade clause. And in the summer, at least you will have teams that have a little bit more flexibility in terms of what they're able to move around than they do right now. There's that potential for sure, but I just I've seen the way that this franchise operates in terms of wheeling and dealing their way in and out of corners. I can't picture them. If it gets to the point where it feels like we're going nowhere, then they're going to blow it up.
Steven, are you prepared for a world where we get to Thursday and what the Suns have is Torrey Craig and PJ Tucker?
Well, if you traded for PJ Tucker, God bless.
No, I think they buy him out and you wind up getting him, right?
Who are you waving?
I don't
nerd. You're not waving.
I don't think that if Bill doesn't get traded, I think that means that Grayson's gone. And I think that means that you get something of value in return. It might not be the peakest of what you thought you could coming into this season because of some of his highs and lows, but you still get something in return. Maybe that something is Gershon Yabusele, who is a piece that will help bridge that gap that I just got done speaking to with Royce O'Neal when Kevin Durant is at the 5. Maybe you are able to offload because you didn't trade Bradley Beal. You have those 3 first-round picks. Attach one to Yusuf Nurkic. Maybe you get a Robert Williams. Maybe you're still also able to get a PJ Tucker off a buyout market, like I've been saying. I hope shaked in their favor. That's 3 different pieces that help to shift your context defensively. And wherever a majority of this team's weakness has been on, the defensive end of the floor. Those are all blue-collar guys that bring a different type of defense that makes opponents feel them, and that's what helps bridge the gap to allow for your offense to be its best, especially come playoff time.
Stop giving me hope.
I'm always keep it a buck.
I love the way you look at it. I think it's all a fair assessment there.
I know it's underwhelming considering everybody's had their attention on Jimmy Butler, but what if you got pieces of what Jimmy Butler would bring to you on the defensive end of the floor by way of 3 different types of players? Just throwing it out there.
And I'm all in on trying to get Jimmy. We've all said we're all in on trying to get Jimmy. I've been pretty open about trading Grayson. I feel like I've started talking about that for a while now, not because I dislike Grayson, but he's actually gotten better, and I've stood in my stance of that. I still think that you can move him. Yeah, and that's why you sign him with that type of contract. It's the same reason why you signed Okogie, except for Grayson. There's a little bit more equal to his value. But when it comes to trading Kevin Durant, and maybe this is just the fan in me, right? But I think even a Godfather offer right now, I'd have to think about it, and I might say no. Because I love having Kevin Durant on my team. Now, if you're talking like Luka Doncic, then that's a different offer. But if we're talking like a trade package that kind of gets you what De'Aaron Fox got, I'd still have to think about it. I don't know. And I'd probably be saying no to that just because of the impact it has on this team, but also the impact it might have on Devin Booker. But guys, I'm happy to announce that I fixed the Phoenix Suns. I found a Bradley Beal trade to warm weather, and all you have to do is call up, by far and away, the dumbest general manager in maybe NBA history. Say hello.
Isaiah Thomas?
No, he's on our side. Hello, Nico Harrison. Hi. Can I interest you? Now, listen, I know that you're all about availability, right? I know you're all about your players being readily available on the court.
And a defensive mindset.
And a defensive mindset. And can I interest you in somebody who not only had a game-saving block against Portland for the time being, but 3 steals at the guard position that could play right alongside Kyrie Irving because he's super used to playing with ball-dominant guards now. And what if I told you that we'll also take Dante Exum off your hands if we trade you Bradley Beal for Anthony Davis and Dante Exum? Because let me tell you, it works. And since it works, anything is possible with those Dallas Mavericks.
That's crazy.
I fixed the Phoenix Suns.
You did.
Congrats. Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Easy money.
You know what? They're going to wind up calling the Lakers and going, hey, can we interest you in Yusuf Nurkic because you need a center, and we'll give you a first-round pick, and then we're going to have to watch Yusuf Nurkic win a title.
Oh, shut up.
Well, listen, you ain't winning no title if Yusuf Nurkic is your starting center.
Well, fair enough. I mean, we know, but
I don't know. I think Luka and LeBron would test that theory.
Nah, even
I know the defense. The defense would be atrocious.
They're not guarding centers.
yeah.
They also can't finish at the basket for that, brother.
They're not guarding anybody in the year 2025.
Oh.